Welcome to Luxury World, and for today's episode, we are going to look into one of the most hyped Rolex watches, the Rolex Daytona 116508. Is it really worth the hype? Let's find out. But before we do that, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. One of the most famous and hyped timepieces in today's world is the Rolex Daytona 116508. For some reason, this may be considered absurd and getting out of hand. Looking back, the Rolex Daytona 116508 can be purchased at a discounted price amounting to $20,000 to $25,000, but now, apart from the very limited number of pieces available, the price listings for this watch are now all below $150,000. Is the price really worth it? We think that's for you to decide, but for today's episode, we will talk about the specs of Rolex Daytona 116508. As we go on, we will also tackle some of the most common inquiries about this timepiece. Now, before we continue, if you like this kind of content, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. We would also appreciate it if you share with us what you think about this timepiece in the comments section. This model is also known as the Rolex Cosmograph Daytona 116508. The first fascinating feature of this watch is its case. This timepiece has a 40mm case but can be mistaken to have to be 39mm because of its flat dimension. Its height is about 12.4mm and lug-to-lug measurement of about 46.5mm. But surely, the first thing that will catch your attention is the stunning 18-karat gold case, and in addition to that is the striking deep green dial. This also was not finished with an anti-reflective coating, which makes it even more prominent and eye-catching. More than style, there's also the aspect of comfort. So, for whom is this watch made? The good thing about this timepiece is that it can be worn even by people with small wrists. It also offers comfort when worn because the braces of this watch can easily be adjusted without any tool to fit your wrist using its clasp switch. Originally designed for racing drivers, Rolex Daytona 116508 is a classic among sports chronographs. Another specification of this watch that is always worth the discussion, since this can be said to be the culprit for the hype, is its dial. Colorful watches have their own history to tell when it comes to Swiss watches, and that also includes Rolex. Other watchmakers have their own success to tell when it comes to green watches, but for Rolex, it is the Rolex Daytona 116508. The variety of green in the dial, from the forest green to bright green, is even made more prominent with the contrast of red in the watch. This elegant combination just made the dial really pop out more, and it also gives a different vibe and looks when in different lighting. The contrast of colors for this timepiece makes it a classic but unique standout among other Rolex chronographs. When in a dimly lighted setting, the green may look super dark, but once light touches this watch, you better get ready with a pair of sunglasses because it's elegantly vivid and bright. What's even more enthralling is that green becomes blue because of the chromal light technology of the hands and hour markers that emits blue radiance when in a dark setting against the 18K yellow gold bezel. Do you want to know more? Let's talk more! But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to keep you updated of content like this. At this point, let's discuss the daily wear situation for this timepiece. Even with the yellow gold elegance of this Rolex, this is designed for everyday wear, and it's marked with its excellence and reliability, which is perfect for any activity and the spectrum of sports. You can take it anywhere you like, from work to leisure. But since the 18-karat yellow gold is still a soft material and may scratch over time, and the perfect luster may not be there forever, which is a mundane scenario for any watch. Let's talk about something controversial that adds to the hype. Let's say watch lovers are divided when it comes to the color combination for the Rolex Daytona 116508. Gold and green are not something you often see every day as a choice to wear, but we think that it has become the main reason why people buy this watch, and it is what gave it its top spot in the status quo of luxury watches. it simply stands out. We see many kinds of Rolex, but yellow gold is rare and is not something you see every day, so if you like the attention, this watch will definitely give you that. We can't go on without discussing the price and the mind-boggling situation that went with it. Why did the price go to an exponential upshoot? Can it be justified? How is it going to go in the future? Starting off with the first question, the price explosion can be associated with the unique features of the Rolex Daytona 116508. The yellow, gold, and green dial make the watch very prominent, and its rarity makes it a status symbol. But what really made the fire grow for this watch was when John Mayer back in 2019 talked about it as a part of his collection. After sharing his personal insights, it hasn't stopped getting more popular ever since. Adding to this is the pandemic, which made people start to look for material assets to invest in, and the Rolex Daytona 116508 can go beyond $140,000. The question is it justified? To think about it, this question will remain a question since it's really dependent on personal perspective, especially on how someone decides to spend and the choices made at the end of the day. This now leads us to the last question. Will it go higher in value? Is it a good price to pay if you plan to buy it? The thing is, no one can really predict accurately what the future holds for the Rolex Daytona 116508. From $25,000 to $70,000, many thought that it was already the apex of the price for this timepiece and that no one imagined or ever thought that it can even double that, and now the price is around more than $140,000. No one has any idea where the path will lead for the Rolex Daytona 116508. Will it go even more expensive? That's something we all have to watch and see over the next years. The Rolex Daytona 116508 is said to be built to last, and it is an embodiment of distinctive and timeless aesthetics. It boasts 44 jewels along with a 72-hour power reserve. Is it really worth the hype? Everyone will surely have a piece of thought to share about that, and let us know what you think in the comments. That's all for today's episode, and we hope to see you on the next one. This is Luxury World. Like, share, and subscribe.